Hey there, this is John over at Johnny's World, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about fitness, exercise, and the basics that go along with that. Usually I do videos on business, marketing, and reviews on products and things like that. But I figured I would do something a little different today. I do have a lot of fitness experience. I started off age 14 being a skinny, very, very skinny, 112 pound kid. When I hit grade 12, I was at maybe 122 pounds, which is extremely small. And for my stature is like 5'6.5", I think. So I'm also short, unfortunately and sadly. But I like to educate people on things that I know a lot about. I know a lot about fitness. I went from being 112 pounds to 120 to powerlifting at 130 pounds, moving approximately, doing 360 pound deadlifts off the floor, doing about 250 to 300 pound squats, doing 200 to 210 bench press. And I also did a lot of other different records, like where I live in the province that I live is British Columbia. I did that at age 18, 19, and 20. Now I went from being a skinny kid to that weight to going from 130 pounds, well around 126, 130 competing, up to, I got to 198 for body weight and pretty solid. I tried everything I could as far as food was concerned. I would eat like crazy until I had someone explain to me that, well, you may as well eat wet toilet paper because basically you're eating 1,000 calories, your body's using 400 and the body is kicking the other 600 out the other end. So I started to look at things scientifically, and that was back probably in 1990s. And I had to look at everything scientifically. I had to look at my workouts scientifically. I had to look at the food I was eating scientifically. I had to look at everything from a scientific point of view. Now, a lot of people say, well, you just have to eat whatever, and it's not like that. I had to eat 6 meals a day, and I had to break it up. So if I needed 2,300 or 2,400 calories a day, say, if 6 meals would be, it would be 400, 400, 400, like that. So scientific wise, I would think about everything that way. So I went from, like I say, being 120-ish pounds and 130 when I was powerlifting and doing incredible feats of strength, up to 198, so 2 pounds shy of 200. I found at 200, it was, for my height, it was extremely hard for me to breathe. It was extremely hard for me to lay down. I found my sleep apnea got really bad. Like it was bad, but it got extremely bad at nighttime. I had to sleep elevated being that weight. And I know that Flex Wheeler, I read an article that he wrote once. He's a short guy. He wrote that it's very tough to be that big. He always wanted to be extremely big, but you can't sleep flat. It's hard to breathe when you do that. So there's a lot of things that come, along with putting on weight and hitting that bodybuilder goal. But that's not what I want to do a video about today. I want to do a video about how food has changed. Like dinner plate size has changed. Typical dinner plate back in the 40s and 50s was 8 to 10 inches. Now salad plates are like 8 inches. Your next plate size up is 10 inches. And dinner plates are up to 12 inches. So portion sizes have gotten bigger. That's why we have such an obese society. So dinner plates getting bigger, portion sizes are getting bigger. Everything is bigger, bigger, better. Like you lived in small ranchers as a family of 5 when you were in the 40s and 50s. Now you live in 2,500 to 4,500 square foot houses. Like I say, everything's bigger, better, faster, stronger. So that's how society goes. But it's not just portion sizes that have changed, it's also what's in food. Now, one thing I will say is I do affiliate marketing, so I get endorsed. Like if I endorse something and I put a link in, a lot of times I'll get paid a small percentage. This isn't a video about that. I will put one product in here which I believe in, and then the rest of the products I'm mentioning, I don't get any commission. One good book to read is called Wheat Belly. It talks about how wheat has been bastardized over the last couple of hundred years. Back in medieval days, wheat was wheat. It was a strong strain of wheat, and then they started cross-pollinating, cross-germinating, and they started changing wheat, where it's the point now where wheat is in cookies. Look on a packaging, they'll say whole wheat flour. Look on cookies, look on anything, you'll see whole wheat flour, whole wheat flour, whole wheat flour, which is extremely bad for you. As people who are celiac have an aversion, or like it's an allergic reaction with the body, and it's to wheat and wheat products, and it's very bad. I knew somebody who had celiac, and if they ingested wheat, it did all kinds of havoc. It's almost like having IBS. That's what it would do to them, because wheat is not good. Wheat Belly is a great book, and no, I'm not getting any endorsements for Wheat Belly. I just know it's a great book. You can find it in bookstores, and that's a great book. I know for a fact they put it sugar and everything. Take, for example, Campbell's tomato soup. Look on there, and there you go. Sugar, it's right in there. What is sugar doing in soup? Because they get you hooked. Do you know that sugar is 8 times more addictive than cocaine? I mean, that is crazy. Your brain cannot live without sugar. Everything has sugar, and they've got us hooked on sugar. I know for a fact, I know many people, probably more than 10, who used to work out. I'd see them in the gym, they would go to the gym, they'd work out, and some people I know would cry because they lost like half a pound in 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, and they were working their ass off on the treadmill, they were working their ass off in the gym. And then when they changed to omitting wheat flour and sugar out of their diet, they lost, I know one person who lost 80 pounds in 4.5 months just from eliminating things with sugar and going to like apples, bananas, oranges, red peppers, green peppers, just changing up what they ate. And that's not working out. So they stopped. I knew one person who did an hour in the morning of dance party, and then who did aerobics at night for half hour, and they actually lost 80 pounds without working out, eliminating all that, and just strictly eating better. They did have some supplements, so like vitamins and stuff like that. I take NRC every day because of what's going on in the world. I've been taking NRC since that hit. Since COVID hit, I hate saying the word, since it hit, I started doing NRC every day, and I've been fine, and NRC is great, and it's easy to take. And I'm not getting any endorsement for NRC, I'm just mentioning it here because it's another good thing. But I can tell you in this little short video, and I always like to keep them no more than 15 minutes. I like to do it kind of infomercial style. I know for a fact eliminating sugar, and I'm going to say it again, reading Wheat Belly and seeing how bad wheat nowadays really is. It's bastardized so bad you shouldn't even be eating it. Sugar, there's another thing, and here's another bad invention, and it should never have been invented. Corn syrup, it is so bad. I remember eating yogurt maybe about 4 or 5 years ago at my job, and I was thinking, God, I'm getting such a gut here, and I loved having yogurt tubes. And then I'm looking on there and it says sucrose, fructose, corn syrup, glucose, and I'm thinking, holy crap, I'm getting 4 doses of sugar in this yogurt. What am I doing? This is horrible. The corn syrup alone is horrible. Fructose, that's just, the fructose is more of a natural derivative of fruit and stuff, but I mean, corn syrup and all that stuff, it's all so bad. So anything that has corn syrup, eliminating that. Another one thing I will say, and I'm getting no endorsement for this whatsoever, there's a great fitness plan is what I call it. I hate the word diet, and it's called the Haley Pomeroy. Her name's Haley Pomeroy, and it's called the Burn. And I've known people to go on that, and it's a fantastic food plan, not diet. And as far as other diets go, I've heard of Atkins, Paleo, and all of that. And the new one is keto. Okay, one thing you got to remember about custom keto. Custom keto is big right now because there's a lot of people who are paying big commissions to push custom keto, a lot of different companies. Custom keto is based on medieval once again. So medieval meats, well, they had free grazing meat back then. They had non-bastardized wheat back then and oats back then, and like steel cut oats and things like that, not like a pouch where you put it in, or sugar in the oatmeal because it's flavored. That was all natural back then. Yes, keto works, but did you know, if you actually dig into keto and you actually look, and I was very impressed too. I was looking and thinking, wow, this person, very impressive, 430 pounds, got to give them kudos. They did lose a lot of weight. This woman, this man is now 170 pounds. Big accomplishment. And not taking anything away from them, giving them total props. That is great. But if you look at their profile, say it's Instagram, and you go back like 2 years when they started, there they are in hospital in a stretcher with pre-surgery cap on and gown, gastric surgery. Gastric surgery is before keto. So yes, keto helped them, but they had to get that. And then you also got to remember that they have to do skin removal surgery, because they got all that hanging skin. So keto is great, and I'm not going to take anything away from keto. It does work. It's extremely hard to follow. It's expensive, and that's whatever the person wants to do. If you want to do keto, that's fine. If you only weigh like 170 pounds, you want to do keto, then you don't have to worry about gastric surgery and stuff. But if you go to other people's stories that went on keto, they say you look at 20, probably 10 or 12 of those, they had gastric surgery. So it's very misleading. But they also did lose a lot of weight, and you got to give them kudos for that. And anybody who loses weight, I never take it away from them. I was a skinny kid. I got picked on, so I put muscle on. I'm 50. I still work out. And you know what? I take care of myself as much as I can. I do the 6 to 8 glasses of water a day. I do my NRC, and I try to keep sugar out my diet, corn syrup. I don't like wheat. So what do you have left after all that gets taken away? You don't have much. But eating organic apples, stuff that's organic, no spray. Would you believe I did an experiment where I took an apple and put it on my workstation, and 3 months later, some workmates and I cut that apple open and ate it, and it was still crisp. That's GMO right there. They did something to that apple that makes it stay good and not rot. For how long? 3 months. I used to pick apples when I had a fruit. We always had fruit trees in our yards growing up as a kid. I used to take apples and pull them off the tree. If I forgot about that in my bedroom when I was, say, 7 years old, 10 years old, I remember, because that's when we had the most fruit trees in my yard. If I took a pear, 3 days later there was fruit flies, and that thing was rotting to all hell. So I can tell you, if you can find no spray, no wax on the apples, natural apples, that's one good thing that you want to eat. Another good thing you want to eat that is absolute is meat that's free grazing. So moose is good if you can find like moose, buffalo, free grazing stuff. I tend to think that deer is a bit gamey, so if you don't like very strong taste in the meat, I've done deer, eating it, and I don't like it, but I like moose. Like moose stew is good. And bison burger is good, where you mix half of extra lean ground beef with bison. That's a great burger. There's great flavor in that. Anything free grazing. You can also source meat that's no antibiotics, grain fed, not fed, it's hard to say, grain fed. And if you can find that, that's great. You can find that in a lot of supermarkets now are actually going that direction. And free range eggs. You can take an egg that's mass produced, which means there's 1,000 to 1,500 chickens that don't see the light of day standing so close that their feathers are touching. They never move from that spot. They don't get let outside, and they're fed like that, and they're kind of light yellow. You get a free range egg and it's dark orange, and the taste is like night and day. So free range eggs, free grazing animals, no antibiotics, fruit, not GMO, no wax on them, no pesticides. If you do that and you take a lot of sugars out of your diet, you will absolutely be able to slim down without exercising. And I can guarantee that. I've seen it scientifically done, because I've loved fitness since the time I was about 14. I've figured out how to put on weight, what supplements work for me. I mean, at one point I was taking so many supplements trying to put on weight. I was taking like 60, 70 pills a day. I was putting weight gain powder in everything I could, when all I had to do was change how I ate to put weight on and put muscle on, and it was super easy. I couldn't believe how much I can fluctuate my weight. I can go down to 160 right now from the 180 I'm at, and within a couple of weeks, just by eating differently. I shock my body. I never do the same eating habits, and that's how I put on weight and take weight off. So at the end of this video, I'll put in some links to my website, which is basically, my website's just business stuff. It's what I do, who I am and stuff. And I endorse some products on there, and nobody has to be obligated to buy, but I like to put it in there. I wrote an ebook about affiliate marketing. I always put that in my videos, and that does make me like, about $4 every time. It's a great ebook. But I'll put in another link to a new product that's on the market that I totally believe in because I've tried it. It's great. And I'll put it at the end. You can click on it. It'll take you to the website. And yes, I make a little bit of money off of it. And I always am crystal clear or very transparent that I do videos more to help people and I make a little bit of money. But I like to make sure that I'm clear in my videos about everything I'm endorsing. So hopefully you get a lot out of this video. So that's it for my little video on fitness. I just did a little blurb on it. Don't forget that eating healthy and some of the things I put in this video will definitely help you out. And the science behind it is you don't have to sweat and like crazy to take off weight. And the supplement that I'm going to put in the link right down below, and I always make sure I point because it's going to be down below. It will be a great addition to that. I don't ever push supplements that I don't try, so I've tried pretty much lots of weight gainers, lots of different protein powders. I've tried lots of different supplements, vitamins, you name it. I've tried it out because I always like to keep my body good for my age. So like I said, my links are down below for other products like Haley Pomeroy, The Burn, for a few other things, Wheat Belly. I'll try and put a link in for that book. For Amazon, you can buy it on Amazon, of course, and that's probably the best place because bookstores, it's usually way more. Sometimes I look in thrift stores. I saw 2 copies recently in a local thrift store. It's a great book, great read. And we'll see you again. This is John at Johnny's World. Make sure you comment below, good or bad. I like to improve if I have some areas that are bad. And we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.